Okay, so welcome to Dropping Dimes episode 3. I know this has this show hasn't been on in the last week or so, and I apologize for that. But yeah, so I'm here to give you guys my predictions, what I expect. We're gonna talk about the NBA Finals. We're gonna talk about Doc Rivers stepping away. Well, not stepping away. Doc Rivers and the Clippers have agreed that he will no longer be the head coach of the LA Clippers. And all right, guys, so let's get to it. So I had predicted in the last episode that between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, I had predicted the Celtics on winning in 7 games. I was wrong. I'll be the first one to say I am wrong about that. So the Celtics, unfortunately, lost. It's very unfortunate. I really wanted to see the Celtics win, going to the finals, but I mean, we got storylines with the Miami Heat. Miami Heat versus the team of the West. I mean, what Javier had predicted. Both me and Javier had predicted the Lakers to advance, and they did. I predicted the Lakers to advance in 5 games. Javier, I think he said 6, if I'm not mistaken. None of us had the Nuggets making it, further into the playoffs. But yeah, so now you have a matchup between the Miami Heat versus the Los Angeles Lakers. I know the headlines are going to always be about LeBron James, and yeah, he officially has made his 10th finals appearance in his career. Very, very impressive. His first one was, I believe, was in 07 versus the Spurs. He got swept. I mean, that was more of him bringing the Spurs. I mean, bringing the Cavaliers to the finals, and it was pretty impressive to begin with. But yeah, now he second year with the Lakers goes to the finals. As expected, ended up knocking out the Denver Nuggets in 5 games. Like I had said before, that the Nuggets needed more experience. They just ran into a good Lakers squad. They were able to pull off the upset over the Clippers. They robbed us as a country on watching the Battle of LA between the Clippers and the Lakers, and we won't unfortunately get that. But yeah, so Lakers and the Miami Heat. There's going to be storylines with LeBron getting his 4th title. There's going to be storylines of the Lakers trying to get a title in honor of Kobe, since Kobe had sadly passed away earlier in January. And as for the Miami Heat, Eric Spoelstra is making and the Miami Heat are making the finals for the very first time in 6 years, which is impressive. Nobody expected them to make the finals this year. It was impressive enough because their best player, Jimmy Butler, ended up grooming everybody from that roster from top to bottom, whether you're on the bench and you're the last player at the end of the bench, to players like Bam, Goran Dragic. He helped groom a rookie, Tyler Hero, who's looking like a superstar in these playoffs, and he's definitely going to get a whole lot of dough once his contract expires. I know he's a rookie, but what a way to start off your career, going to the NBA Finals and making some noise in the playoffs. I mean, people make their money in the playoffs, and what he ended up doing, I think it was in Game 5, or Game 4. He ended up dropping 37 points against the Boston Celtics, and that was very, very impressive. But yeah, so I'm gonna give you my prediction. So I'm gonna say Lakers in 5. And only reason I'm saying that is just because I don't know who really guards LeBron. I know Jimmy Butler can and will take that initiative to guard him, but Jimmy Butler is too small, in my opinion, to guard LeBron. And then also, who's gonna really guard Anthony Davis? That's another problem right there. Bam Adebayo can't try to defend him, can't try to guard him, but I could just already see that the Lakers are gonna throw so many screens. They're gonna try to switch him off, make sure that Anthony Davis gets an easier matchup. Somebody like maybe like Tyler Hero guarding him, or like a Jay Crowder guarding him, and it's gonna be cookies for these guys. I mean, these guys are gonna get 5 games. I know they've been playing zone a lot, and that definitely does help out tremendously a lot. playing zone. And I don't know, we'll see. I mean, LeBron's a genius. He has a great basketball IQ. You're not gonna get a lot of things past him. Eric Spoelstra is a great head coach, and I'm giving them one game. If they get 2 games, I'll be very, very impressed. But I really wouldn't expect them to make it that far into 2 games. But yeah, so I give them 1 game as them being as them making the what's it called for the finals. But yeah, so 5 games. Frank Vogel's gonna probably get his very first championship. LeBron James is gonna get his 4th title. Anthony Davis getting his first ring. And yeah, it's pretty impressive to see. What these guys are gonna be doing later on. Who knows what happens? Moving on forward. I think the Miami Heat are gonna get better. I know there's talks about Miami wanting to get Giannis Antetokounmpo in the offseason. Who knows what's going to happen with the Lakers? I mean, are they going to be able to bring back everybody back? They're probably going to have to let go a couple of these guys. Probably not going to be able to bring back Dwight. Probably not going to be able to bring back like a JaVale McGee. Probably not going to be able to bring back like a Danny Green or a Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I believe Kyle Kuzma should be a free agent after this year. So are the Lakers gonna pour him a lot of money? I mean, he's played decently well in these playoffs. But yeah, Kyle Kuzma, free agent. I think that at the end of this year, if not next year. I don't bank on the Lakers making the finals next year. I definitely don't bank on the Miami Heat making the finals this year. I think it was just a little bit more of an anomaly because we're in this whole hiatus, this pandemic, this COVID-19 situation. I think that's what helped out Miami making up the finals this year. For the Lakers, it was more expected for what's it called for the Lakers to make it. They definitely had an easier road. They definitely had an easier road considering the fact that they faced the Nuggets as opposed to the Clippers. I think the Clippers would have definitely gave them 7 games. I don't know who would have came out as the winner. They both would have taken that matchup personal. It would have been exciting to see Kawhi Leonard versus LeBron James being guarded one-on-one with one another. But I think we got the right team in the finals. As for the West, as for the East, I mean, many predicted the Celtics. But we got the Miami Heat. I think it should be a lot of fun. These finals start tomorrow. And then also we have news as for the Clippers. Yes, the Clippers. It's not really good news. Doc Rivers is no longer going to be the head coach for the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I don't know why Steve Ballmer ended up not bringing back Doc Rivers. I mean, I personally would have brought him back just because of the fact that, it just sucks. It just sucks. I really wanted Doc Rivers to stay there. I mean, who do you now, fill in that vacancy? I mean, you could bring in Ty Lue. I mean, he's like the hottest commodity you have on that seat right there. Do I see them putting in Sam Cassell as a head coach there? Absolutely not. But I think they should have just, hang with Doc Rivers for just one more year. I know he's been there for 7 years. I know he hasn't brought the team past the second round. I know there's like some like voodoo curse or whatever it is with the Clippers, some black hat that they could never get to the conference finals. They always get eliminated in the second round. But yeah, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, they have options after this next season, whether or not they're going to be able to, if they want to stay with the Clippers or not. Montrezl Harrell is a free agent after this season. And I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of questions. I mean, do I see the Clippers improving? I mean, they gave up a lot of draft picks They gave up a lot of draft picks. They gave up a lot of what's it called, their resources to help build for the future. And yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to bring back Marcus Morris. You're gonna have to try to see if you could bring back Montrezl Harrell. I mean, paying the luxury tax for Steve Ballmer is nothing. I mean, that man is worth I think $10 billion if I'm not mistaken. He $100 million bill is not gonna do anything for that guy. But yeah, Doc Rivers is no longer the head coach. I mean, who should manage that team? I mean, I'm saying Ty Lue. I mean, definitely don't expect Mike D'Antoni to take in that position. You know, I actually would be in favor of Mark Jackson taking that position right there. Great, a very great position for him to take over. But yeah, Doc Rivers is no longer going to be the head coach. What happens with Doc Rivers? I mean, there's plenty of coaching vacancies out there. You got Philly, New Orleans, Houston, Indiana as well. So, I mean, there's availability right there. Does he take the year off? Does he retire as a head coach? Who knows? I mean, to me, he had plenty of success, in my opinion, with the Clippers. I mean, this was the first year that they had championship aspirations in quite some time. I know that the Lob City team with Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Chris Paul, but that team didn't have nowhere near the caliber of talent and expectations as this Los Angeles Clippers squad had. He had Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. He ended up trading in like a ransom just to get Paul George. And you had, the sixth man of the year, Lou Williams, the sixth man of this year, Montrezl Harrell. You have players like Landry Shamet who could knock down shots. Big Zoo, controlling the interior as a center. Getting players like Reggie Jackson off waivers. So yeah, I mean, this team looked pretty stacked. Looked really like top to bottom. What's it called? They had so much depth, but yeah, they had an early absence. They looked like they never got to develop any continuity with one another. They looked like they didn't want to be in the bubble. They were one of two teams that voted that they didn't want to continue playing after the thing that happened in Wisconsin. So yeah, I mean, these guys look fatigued in Game 7 versus the Nuggets. They didn't look like they wanted to be there. The chemistry wasn't there. The whole load management thing, I think, kind of really ended up biting them in their ass. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with the Clippers. I would personally have Mark Jackson there. If not Ty Lue, it would definitely have the same level of aspirations of trying to get a title, as opposed to you bringing in somebody out of the blue. But yeah, guys, so that's my predictions. That's why my thoughts and my opinions as for the finals. Covered Doc Rivers. This is a very short episode. The finals start tomorrow, Game 1, between the Lakers and Miami Heat. And yeah, I mean, personally, I'm gonna root for Miami. I want to see Miami win, but I'm just being realistic right now. I really see it going 5 games. If it goes 6 games, I mean that's a but yeah. All right, guys. So you guys have a good night. Enjoy the finals tomorrow, and I'm gonna have first and goal tomorrow. Normally I would have it today, but it's already late, and I gotta get myself ready to go to sleep before work. Have a good night. All right.